our camp was we were in barracks, and maybe 100 or so men in each barracks, and each barracks have elected persons for instance, when food came into the barracks or into the compound, it would go to the barracks, and then our barracks chief, the one that we had elected to represent us, he would be there, and he would send somebody dishing out the food that comes in, and everybody gets in line and gets the food that they well, early on when we went to sub 17B, I forgot. I didn't tell you about the American food that came through there. Well, anyway, American food came into Germany to feed the prisoners, and the Germans gave us food, but it wasn't very much. And when we got to Stahlhut 17B, they were taking these parcels and taken down to where the food was prepared. And the thing was, the German food wasn't always very good stuff, and some of the guys in our upper echelon, you know, that deal with the Germans, they finally got them to send the food out, and I forget, it was around 1 week, but that you would get Red Cross food parcels, and that's the big thing, the difference between the Russian prisoners and the American prisoners. Russian prisoners were not given Red Cross food parcels because the Russian government didn't cooperate in that regard. They figured that man was gone when he was captured.
Okay. Were you told how the war was going?
What? Oh, well, yes, the Germans told us nothing, but we had well, with this food, we were able to deal with the Germans. The Germans that had, now the German that is holding the line, you know, they got a fence around the place. Those Germans had nothing to do with us, but there was Germans that were coming into our barracks regularly, and they were we were many times we were able to buy stuff from them, and I've heard stories, all sorts of stuff. We were close to Vienna in Austria, and I understand that the black market had a certain amount of our stuff that came to our camp, and then we buy stuff from the German guards, from not necessarily the German guards, but the Germans that were dealing with us.
Okay. Were you told when you might get to leave the camps? When you might
Well,
be released?
excuse me. Yeah. The Russians were coming from the west, or the east, and the Americans and the British, and we're coming from the west. Did I get that right? Anyway, the Russians were going toward what's the capital of Germany?
Berlin?
Berlin. That's what it was. Well, the Russians were coming toward Berlin, and they were not so much so. So we were way to the southern part, and so the Russians didn't come to our section nearly as quick as it did to up around Berlin, and so when the Germans decided that they would move us from our camp, then we were on the north side of the Danube at that time, and then I've forgotten the name of the cities where we crossed over, and then we crossed into oh Lord, what did I say? The river. Oh, the river Inn, INN. It's I don't know. Can I help any at all?
Yeah.
Did I help any?
Yes, you did. Okay. First, have you ever heard of the old TV show Hogan's Heroes?
Yes.
In that show, they seem to be like treated fairly well, and they managed to get away with a lot of stuff without the Germans knowing. Was your experience in prison anything like this?
Nothing like it. First of all, if you're watching the Hogan's Heroes, you will find men, prisoners from America, from England, from France, and all different spots like that. When in our prison camp, the prisoners were American, and as far as now, there were incidents during the war where people made what do you call it, ditches. I mean, they dug ditches and I guess it was actually part before I was taken a prisoner that a bunch of them got out of there. Excuse me. I forget. I've seen stories about those guys, and the Germans had recaptured a number of them and had killed them. But I don't know that happened. We did have some incident where there were two guys that were trying to get across the fence after dark, and the Germans found out that they were there, and one of those fellows is still living today. He lives down in Florida now, and but another fellow that was with him, the Germans had shot him, and then there was another incident where an American from our camp was in the section where they had people that had were sick, and one guy that was had tried to climb the fence, and some of the guys on there tried to tell the Germans, the German government, that this man was crock in the cuff, you know, and it wasn't right, and it didn't do any good. The Germans shot him anyway. So there were small incidents like that, not too many in our camp, but
okay.
That latter days of the war, we saw American air not fighter planes, bombers that were bombing close to our camp, and when we saw these guys, these airplanes, we went up to the fence, and the Germans didn't stop us at all. I was surprised at that a bit, but they were bombing this Stuttgart, this city right near our place, and
Okay.
but I don't remember. I didn't remember seeing any German airplanes at that time. That was late in the war.
Okay then. What happened when you got sick in the camps? In the
I went to a place. I'm gonna give back Garaki. It's a German word for sickness. I did go to the sick barracks a couple of times, but we had set certain barracks that were set aside, and we had some ground force men that were captured in North Africa that had doctors with outfit, and they would work with the Germans. There was one incident still with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what? I don't remember whether I said anything about it, but I don't know, maybe a year before the war was over or something like that. There was a bunch of guys that were sick and bad shape that they sent them up to northern Germany, and they were exchanged for some sick and wounded whatever that the Americans or the British were exchanging some of the German people, some of the German soldiers. So, but I knew one fella there that was a rather slender fella, and he was going to pass off as though he was really sick. And they didn't take him.
So, you were, like, taken care of by doctors, but not everyone was, like, was completely taken care of. Not everyone survived being sick.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But there's no way that in an Air Force camp you can't expect to find doctors in there. What these doctors were most of them were captured in Italy.